Maak het. Wat maak het? Daar is die foon. Right, kyk gou-gou. Okay, so fx was 3 over x. Dan f x plus h gaan wees 3 of x plus h. Okay, now I want to know what would it be if I subtract these two from each other. Nee, dan gaan ek mos sê 3 x plus h minus 3 over x. But because those denominators aren't the same, I have to make denominator the same. So I'm going to make it x times x plus h. So at the top over here, I will have 3x minus, en hier moet ek mos nog daai x plus h onderby gesit het. So at the top, 3x plus h. Nee, ek het net eers gou hierdie kant gaan uitwerk wat is. Ja. Is julle reg daar? Okay, so let's go put that into my equation. So I will have derivative equal to limit h strives towards 0 en dan gaan ek hê 3. Wat's fout? Nou kry jy koud. Oh, sorry. Kyk gou hier. Ja, ek kies. Kyk gou hier, it is recording, ja. Kyk gou hier. Luister, kom julle by ook heel van my trolley af. Over. H. Nee? Right. Then, I don't want a fraction within a fraction. Nee, jy kan nie dit nou al kanselleer nie. So nou gaan ek sê, gaan maal dan met x plus h. But if I do it at the top, I also have to do it at the bottom. Nee? Is julle reg? Okay, which means that if I just look at this top part multiplied with that, nee? It means that this will cancel out met daai. So dan het ek oor bo 3x minus 3x plus h. Okay. Now let's look at the bottom. This was at the bottom and that was at the bottom. Sien julle? So if I multiply them, it will be x h x plus h. Okay, now sien ek Franse, do I need to go back and explain again? Jy het nou is jy by? Wie's nie? Is julle almal okay daar? Chelsea en Ouam. Huh? Want Chelsea sê Ouam en Ouam sê Chelsea. Wat? Wie is by nie? Okay. So were you fine up until there? Okay. Gaan nog gou terug. Have a look at this part. Kyk gou daar. Nee? I took fx plus h minus fx. Nee? No, because denominators aren't the same. Kyk hier, nie vir hom nie. Ek gee terug. Sy kan nie fokus nie, gee vir. I want to make denominators the same. So have a look. X plus h. So over here, I already had x plus h. So I still got to multiply with x. And if I do it at the bottom, I have to do it at the top. This week, I 3x kry. Nee? At the second term, I already had x, so I had to multiply with x plus h. So I take that 3 and multiply it with x plus h. Okay, Owen, are you also fine with that yellow part? Okay, nou kyk gou-gou. This whole thing is fx plus h minus fx. Nee. So, dis wat ek hierbo gaan sit. And then over h. I just substituted into that formula that it should be. Is julle by? Okay. Now you will see that we have a fraction within a fraction, and I want to get rid of that. So wat ek gaan doen is, just look at this top part. How do I get rid of the fraction? I multiply with the denominator. No, so that's why I multiply with the denominator, but I can't just go multiply with that because then I'm changing the whole equation. So I multiply with that over x times x, because that whole thing is actually 1. Maak het nou sin. Okay, now, the multiplication. This is top part of my fraction multiplied with top part. Well, julle kan nie dit sien nie. Dis hoekom ek verduidelik hier en ek, okay, top part multiplied with top part. Daar's sy. Is julle nog reg? Okay, now you will see that this one cancels out with that one. So only that is left. En hier soos hy. Is julle nog reg? Okay, now let's look at the bottom part. This is bottom part and that's bottom part. So if I multiply it, x times the h times that bracket. Sien nou reg? Oom? Okay. Good. Nou kan ek gaan inmaal. Right, so limit h strives to 0. So 3x minus 3x minus 3a, ag 3h, sorry, op x kwadraat h. Kan ek hier af toe maar. X kwadraat h plus x h kwadraat. Okay, so now we simplified as far as we can. Now we want to try and factorize. Kyk gou-gou hier, 3x minus 3x. Do you see that that will cancel each other out? No? So I will just have, yeah, at the top minus 3h. Nou wil ek onder gou 'n gemeene faktor van h uithaal. Dis kom ek nou gepause het, because technically if you wanted, you could have kept that h separate and just multiplied the x in with us. Nee, dan het jy sommer daar al daai stapie gedoen. Okay, so h, so x squared plus xh. Okay, now this h will cancel out with that one. Ja. Julle kan nog sien, hè? So minus 3 op, can you still see? Okay, the bottom part is x squared plus xh. And now I can substitute in, if h is 0, wat beteken dat? Ek gaan net hê, minus 3 op x kwadraat. You guys good? Kan jy nie daaronder sien nie? Die onderkant is hierdie x kwadraat plus xh. Okay. Enige vrae? Okay, ek sal nou weer terugkom hiernatoe vir die van julle wat dalk nog skryf. Kyk net gou, het ek nou daar uitgevee. So jy het nou 'n werkblad gekry, né? You got a worksheet. You're going to do number 1 up until 6. Ja, maar luister gou. Listen. It's only number 1 where you've got to do it from first principle. So daar's net tweakies. The rest, you will see, is basically short method. Nee? Number 2 is short method. Number 3, it says calculate. So daar moet jy weer eers gaan factorize, cancel out, and then substitute back in. Nee? The one that you, like you did for today's homework. And then 4, 5, and 6. Kyk gou, number 6. 6.1, they say if, and then bracket 3. What does that mean again? Substitute in. The x value will be 3. Kyk gou 6.2. Now they say derivative x is 3. So we first get the derivative using short method, obviously. En dan gaan stel jy in x is 3. Okay? Nee. So dit lyk miskien nou funny, but you have done all of this. Number 3.4 and 3.3, daar sê hulle vir jou, jy maak vir fx 0 en die afgeleide 0, and then it's like a normal equation. And then solve x. Then, the last one, 6.5, get the derivative if fx is equal to 0. So first make it equal to 0, en dan gaan jy van daar af my probeer verder. Ek gaan hom vir jou los, daar is 'n bietjie van 'n nie 'n level 4 vraag nie, maar dis jou moeiliker enetjie, dis jou uitdaging vir vandag. Okay?